Om Shri Sairam. Welcome, dear students. And today's class we are going to discuss and read the lesson Caring for Others. So this lesson, Caring for Others, let's read it. Love and care are two important feelings that bind us together. We all love our friends and relatives, but there are some people who share their love with all of humanity. They take care of those who are alone and helpless. They extend their hand to help those who are in difficult situations. They do not look forward to any reward for their kind actions. What can we call such people? Shall we call them the saviors of humanity? We should be proud of them. So students, what are we discussing today? Today mainly we are discussing about two important feelings which are love and care. These are not for one day or 2 days, but they are lifelong feelings and we experience them daily. What is the meaning of the word bind? By bind we mean only join. So these love and care are the feelings that join us together with the others, like say our family, friends, and others. And of course, we love our friends and relatives. But do we share this love with everybody? Everybody in the world? With those who are poor and sick? Do we share this? Not all of us, right? So there are some people who share their love with all of humanity. They take care of those who are alone and helpless. They also extend their hand to help those who are in difficult times, who are going through difficult situations. So these people, they don't expect any prize, any gift, any reward. They do this action with so selflessly, just with love and care. They do it. And such people, what can we call them? We can call them saviors of humanity. Saviors. By saviors, what do we mean? Saviors are actually people who rescue others from danger, sometimes from death. So they are the ones who are rescuing others. And we should be very thankful to them, and also we should be proud of them because they are doing something very, very selfless. Let's move on. The lesson is divided into 3 parts. The first is an interview with Mother Teresa. The second is a report about Janaki Iyer and her school. Her school is called Ananda Bharati. And the third is a story of a young girl called Bhagya. So today we are going to discuss actually about Mother Teresa in the part 1 of this series. And let's look at the objectives. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to recognize the selfless services of some great women, observe the positive impact of love and care, recognize the need to sacrifice for the benefit of humanity, and develop self-awareness about how you make difficult choices and decisions. So once the lesson is over, you will be able to see how much of selfless service these great women have done, and also the positive change brought about by love and care. And also we will see that you will be able to make difficult choices and decisions. Suppose, let me give you an example. Suppose you have an exam tomorrow, so you need to study, but there's a very entertaining and thrilling movie on TV. So students, what would you do? Would you sit and watch TV, or will you sit and study? So that's a difficult choice, I'm sure, but I'm sure you'll make the right choice by studying for your exam. So that's a difficult choice, but you will make the difficult choice and a right decision for yourself. Mother Teresa. She was born in South Yugoslavia. At the age of 19, she came to Darjeeling, India to teach. In 1931, she decided to serve the poorest of the poor. She belonged to the order of missionaries of charity. So, Mother Teresa was born in South Yugoslavia and she came to India, to a place called Darjeeling in India at the age of 19. She actually came to teach, but in 1931, when she saw a lot of poor and sick people in Calcutta, she decided that she must serve them. That was the main mission of her life. And she belonged to the order of missionaries of charity. Missionaries are actually people who are sent into areas to promote religious ideas, sometimes to promote educational purpose, or even to look after the sick and needy. That is the purpose of the missionaries of charity. In 1979, she received the Nobel Prize for her services to the poor. She was also given the Bharat Ratna by the Government of India in 1980. So, she received a lot of awards, lot of prizes. In 1979, when she received the Nobel Prize, what we have not mentioned here is they had even given her a lot of money along with the Nobel Prize. But what did Mother Teresa do? She just gave away the money to the government so that the government could use it to look after the poor and needy. Indeed, a very noble action on her part. Missionaries of Charity. It was established in 1952 by Mother Teresa. They run 40 schools where about 30,000 children are educated. They also have mobile dispensaries, training centers, and destitute homes for the poor and the needy. So, Missionary of Charity was actually established in 1952 by Mother Teresa, and the Missionaries of Charity run 40 schools where about 30,000 children are educated. They also have mobile dispensaries. By mobile dispensaries, what we mean is that medical facilities would be provided in in vans or buses touring from places to places, and they provide these medical facilities to different people in different areas. And also they had training centers and homes for the poor and the needy. Section 1. So, here is an extract from an interview with Mother Teresa. The interviewer is the well-known journalist Malcolm Muggeridge. He is very well known. He was a very famous journalist. Does it tell us how Mother Teresa cared for the poor? Let's read and find out. So, this is below we are going to see the interview of Mother Teresa with a very well-known journalist Malcolm Muggeridge, and let us see what we learn from the interview, what her work was about. So, Malcolm, the journalist, when you say home for the dying, do you mean that these are people on the streets who have been abandoned and are dying? Mother Teresa: yes, the first woman who I saved was picked up from the street. She had been half eaten by the rats and ants. I took her to the hospital, but they could not do anything for her. They only took her in because I refused to move until they accepted her. From there, I went to the municipality and asked them to give me a place where I could bring such people. The health officer of the municipality took me to the Kali temple and showed me the Dharamshala. I was very happy to have that place. Within 24 hours, we had our patients there and we started the work of the home for the sick and the dying. In 1952, we opened the first home for the dying. So the journalist is asking Mother Teresa that when you're saying that home for the dying, so what kind of people are these? Are they people from the streets who don't have anybody to look after them, who are helpless and they are also dying and sick? Are they such type of people? So let's look at the reply that Mother Teresa gave. She says, yes, the first woman whom she saved was actually from the streets, and this woman had been half eaten by the rats and ants. That's so sad, right? And I took her to the hospital, Mother Teresa says, but the hospital people were not willing to actually give the woman any kind of treatment. So what did Mother Teresa do? She waited there and refused to move from the hospital till the hospital admitted that woman in for the treatment. Indeed, a very noble thing that Mother Teresa is doing for the sick and the needy. And then from there she went to the municipality and she asked them for a place where she could take such people, she could get them treated, look after them, because she didn't have any place at that time. And then the officer from the municipality took her to the Kali temple and showed her the Dharamshala. So she was very happy because she got at least a place for looking after the people. and within 24 hours, that means within a day's time, they made all the arrangements for the patients to come in and for them to start off and also look after them. That's indeed great, because in one day's time not so much can be done, but they indeed did it excellently. And they took up looking after the sick and the dying at this place, which is the Kali temple, right? And then in 1952 we opened the first home for the dying. So this place, which is the Kali temple, which had the Dharamshala, it became the home for the dying. Let's look at the next question. So, Malcolm, what exactly are you doing for these dying people? I know you bring them in here. Mother Teresa, first of all, we want to make them feel they are wanted. We want them to know that there are people who really love them, who really care for them, at least for the few hours that they have to live. They too should know that they are the children of God and that they are not forgotten and that they are loved and cared for. So, what is the journalist asking? He's asking Mother Teresa, what exactly is she doing for these dying people? Because he only knows that she brings them in there, in the home for the dying. So, Mother Teresa is replying that first of all, she wants them to feel that they are wanted. That means they should feel comfortable. We want them to know that there are people who really love them, who really care for them. So she says that they want those sick and needy people to realize that that Mother Teresa and the missionaries of charity are really people who care for the poor and the sick and also look after them. At least, see, these dying people might be having just a few hours or a few months to live, but they want them to be reassured that they are genuinely looking after them. And also she wants them to know that they are the children of God and that they are not forgotten. They are loved and cared for. Malcolm, what happens to those who are cured? Mother Teresa, those who are able to work, we try to find some work for them. The others, we try to send them home where they can spend at least a few hours in happiness and comfort. So, Malcolm, the journalist, is asking her that once these people are cured, that means they are becoming all right, the sick and the poor people. Then what do you do after that? So, Mother Teresa is replying that once they are becoming all right, those who can work, they are fit to work, they are able to work, and they are strong enough, we find some work for them. But the others who are becoming all right, but they can't work, they are still a little weak, they send them home so that they can spend at least some time, finding some happiness and comfort. And in case they don't have anybody to look after them, they stay at the home for the dying itself, and Mother Teresa and her team looks after them. So let's proceed. And so that was about the interview which Mother Teresa had with the journalist Malcolm. And now we have a few facts for you about Mother Teresa. She was born as Angie Gons Bourgeois into an Albanian family. So that is quite difficult to pronounce, but that was her original name. And later on, she got the name of Mother Teresa when she started serving the poor and the sick and the dying. By age of 12, she was convinced that she should commit herself for religious life. So, at a small age of 12, she realized that she should lead a very religious life. Think of God and also do good for the others. That's what she realized when she was just 12 years old. At the age of 18, she left home to join Sisters of Loreto, Ireland. So when she was 18, she actually left her house, which was in Yugoslavia, and she went to Ireland to join Sisters of Loreto. Sisters of Loreto is also a charitable mission, and they do a lot of good work for the people. She arrived in India in 1929 and taught at school at Calcutta for 20 years. So she came to India in 1929, and what did she do? She was teaching at a school in Calcutta. And she taught there not for 1, 2 or 5 years, but for 20 years. That's how much she loved teaching. And then, although she loved teaching, she was disturbed by the poverty surrounding Calcutta. So, by poverty, what we mean is actually poor people, a lot of poor people around Calcutta. That's what we mean by the word poverty. So, she loved teaching a lot. You can imagine if she taught for 20 years, it's excellent. But what happened was she got very upset when she saw the poor people, many sick people and dying people in Calcutta. So she was upset, she was disturbed, she wanted to look after them, she wanted to care for them. That she felt was a mission of her life. In 1952, she opened her first hospice with the help of Calcutta officials, converting an abandoned temple into the Kalighat home for the dying. So in 1952, what did she do? She opened her first hospice. Hospice is nothing but it's a special hospital. It's a special hospital especially for the people who are dying. Basically, people who are dying and who have little time to live come to these kind of hospitals. So, with the help of the Calcutta officials, that is, with the help of the Calcutta officers, she was able to find the abandoned temple and she converted. Abandoned is nothing but it was not really being used now. This temple was not being used. So the officers told her that she could convert it into the home for the dying, and that's what she did. And let's come on to the thought for the day. So here we have a picture for you showing Mother Teresa serving the poorest of the poor. And let's look at the thought for the day, what Mother Teresa holds very highly in her life. Let's look at it. It is not how much we do, but how much love we put in the doing. It is not how much we give, but how much love we put in the giving. So, indeed, great words of a great woman. And let's see what these great words mean. So, she's saying it is not how much we do, but how much love we put in the doing. So, see, we do many things many a time, right? We might be studying, we might be playing, we might be singing, we might be taking care of other people also. But is it just it shouldn't just be actions, right? We have to put some love also into whatever we are doing. Only when we do that we feel deeply. So we have to put love, a lot of love in whatever we do. It is not how much we give, but how much love we put in the giving. So by this, let me give you a very small example. Sometimes you might want to give your mother a gift or a present, right? So what does your mother think? Oh, my child has given me how much. She will not look at the quantity, right? That's not what she wants. She will look at the thought of your love behind the giving. She is only interested in how much love is there behind that gift, behind that present. So, whenever we are giving, let us put in as much love we can when we give. It's not just about money. Whatever you give, just put a lot of love into it and you will feel the results for yourself. And this is actually, dear students, this is just a brief and general example which we thought you would like to know about. So this is about the Annapurna breakfast program. You can see some volunteers serving a very healthy breakfast to these children here. So in July 2012, a handful of individuals came together and started the program by serving healthy breakfast free of cost to about 50 children at a school in Doddabale near Kingeri, Bangalore. Over the years, more schools and children were added to this breakfast program. These individuals were serving breakfast regularly to the children with lots of love and care. They did this selflessly without expecting anything in return. The positive change seen was the children also became more loving and caring. Some of the children also wanted to become like the volunteers when they grew up. So what do we see? In this photo, we see some volunteers serving these children daily on a regular basis very healthy and nutritious breakfast to these poor children, probably studying in government schools, and they were serving with so much of love and care. They never expected anything in return from anybody, not from the children, not from anybody. And what was the result of that? There was a very positive change in the children, in the sense the children became more loving and caring. They began to understand more that it's only by loving and caring that we should live our lives. And also the greatest, the greatest change we saw in some of the children was they said that when they grew up, they wanted to become the volunteers and serve others. Indeed, excellent thoughts of these humble children. Now, children, we have some questions for you from the Mother Teresa portion of the chapter. The first question is, what kind of people did Mother Teresa take care of and why? The second question, how did Mother Teresa force the hospital to take in the sick woman? 3. Where did Mother Teresa set up the first home for the sick and the dying? Fourth question, how did she settle her patients when they were cured? So these are the questions which you all need to find the answers for, and the answers are right in the chapter. They're very easy. Please do them. And one more question is there, students. That's the fifth question. Tick the correct answer to complete the given statement. Malcolm Muggeridge interviewed Mother Teresa to A. Know about her work and achievements, B. Know her opinions, C. Test her knowledge for a job. So among these three, just tick which is right. For what reason did Malcolm Muggeridge interview Mother Teresa? You have these three reasons. Please read the chapter carefully and you will know. And so that's about it, children. So we have 5 questions. Please find out the answers. I'll definitely discuss with you next time. And one small activity time we have for all of you, which is very general for you to do. Please think of a sick, unhappy or helpless person in your family, neighborhood who has received love and care. What change have you noticed in this person? So what we are saying is, just think of somebody like say some sick, unhappy or helpless person. That person could be in your family or in your neighborhood, and that person has received love and care when they were sick or helpless. And what change did you notice in that person? What positive change did you notice in that person? So that is your activity. And so that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the lesson as much as I did. Keep smiling, keep learning. Thank you.